why they chose Ample, I think is a question that's best asked from them. But I'm guessing that they found us to be a suitable partner in the industry, right? And that's why they chose us. That's how I think is. And for us, when we look at any alliance, we have our criteria list of choosing the right partner brand, whether it is the fact that the brand has to be a leader in its category. It has to there has to be an experience at play, because as a retailer, the difference lies when you are able to deliver meaningful experiences, and that's where a company like Ample plays a important role. Then, of course, the overall approach of the company to its consumers and its partners. Do they are they human in nature in the way they approach things? Uh, you know, their whole ethical journeys, because we follow brands very closely, and for us, therefore, the kind of ethics that the brand follows is extremely important before we actually sign up with them. And of course, Lego is a wonderful brand. They have a very rich history behind them, and a perfect fit for us as an organization. And it worked out very beautifully. Now, typically, most global brands, and we work with multiple global brands, and all of them have very similar set of guidelines on what a retailer needs to do, right from identifying the right location, building the store to standards, maintaining it well, having the right caliber and talent of people to reflect the brand appropriately, to be able to the right things to chart. So all of these are some of the deliverables that any global brand expects from their retail partners, and so it's very similar with Lego as well. And of course, here the difference is the audience is very strongly, of a different age group. There's a lot of children, so how they get handled, how they get taken care of, the safety elements, etc. That's a little more deeper here compared to the other brands. So every global brand, like I told you, drives the design of the store.
Yeah.
Like the others, even Lego does the design for the store, and we execute to those standards. So there is because every brand wants the look and feel of the format to be global class, standardized across the world, and reflect the ethos of the brand. And Lego is very similar, and therefore this format also the design is entirely Lego philosophy, and we execute to those standards. In terms of the merchandise, since they have a better understanding of the market, we are relative new partners. So we definitely bank on their inputs and their knowledge of the markets. And but once we have early insights into the market, uh, most of the elements will be a collaborative journey between both the teams to ensure that we are able to merchandise the stores with what is let's say more relevant to our consumers, and what sort of excites consumers more. So that's the direction. So while we don't talk specific numbers of investment in a particular store, Rishabh, most stores, international formats have a premium build and a design that goes into it. But what is more important is the business model that goes behind running the store, etc. And in the case of Lego as well, the business model is extremely robust. The design is international and truly modern and contemporary, and we'll build to those, and the initial responses have been amazing. So we're quite excited. See, it's like this. Uh, that was the first store in the country. And we wanted the first store of the country to be marquee in terms of its size, location, the scale, the offerings, because it was the first representation of the brand in its true sense in an exclusive format. And Ambience Mall is amongst the top two, three malls in the country, and the Gurgaon catchment is also again very modern, very exposed, very cosmopolitan in nature, and Ambience Mall therefore offered the perfect mix of the great mall, the great catchment, and we got a wonderful store with a lot of with the right optimum size, allowing us to showcase the brand in the true width and depth, and with the ability to be able to create the customer experiences even in the atrium area. So it was a perfect choice for us to open our first store. I think see, most of our global brands are leaders in their own category. They're truly global in nature, very mature organizations in their practice and their systems. Uh, Lego, therefore, is pretty much very similar in those rights to these brands, uh, though we address a very different audience in our family set that we serve. We serve kids, and of course, we also have the AFOs, which are adult fans of Lego. But if you look at all the brands in comparison, they all have a very mature, established standard practice, and and is very similar to each other in that sense. See, if you look at the journey of evolution, we have a 5-year roadmap that is broadly established in terms of the spread and the kind of stores we'll open, and this will only grow further beyond that. But in terms of impact, I think the brand is loved by so many consumers, and the kind of impact it can make in helping right from young kids build their analytical skills, building skills, social skills. This plays such an important and powerful role in ensuring that kids are able to build these capabilities early on, and is also the perfect way to get youngsters off social media and devices. Right? It's such a powerful way to get them off, and it creates that reason for kids and parents to ensure that they work very closely with this brand and category, and therefore I think the impact on the society is going to be massive, because it gives you a combination of pleasure, learning, de-addiction, if I were to use the word. All of those benefits arrive. And the third piece, I think, was around the experiential elements in the store. Is that what you were asking? The third piece?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So it's like, this is an international format. So, there are basis the size of the store, and basis the various elements of the store. The brand has uh, defined experiential elements for every size and kind of store, and we adopt those in the stores that we roll out in India. And as there's an evolution in their international designs, those will come into play in India as well, because with most global brands, what gets rolled out in any part of the world will also make its way into India as well, and the same thing will apply in this case as well. So it's like this, uh, let's say most of the designs are international, right? And from a brand side, typically you will find some localized visual elements that reflect a particular city or a society. In case of the ambience, you see the India Gate, you see the truck, you see the cricketer, which are localized elements in that store. Now, as we roll out more stores, you will find uh, that each store will have elements relevant to that city. But as far as we are concerned, the fact that we are a retailer, our our effort lies in how we serve customers well, how we serve our young audiences well, and of course the adult fans of Lego. So the difference for us lies in bringing in the cultural nuances that probably define India differently from the Western world, because we know how families uh, uh, love their kids to get handled, the way you have conversations, understanding the buying behavior of Indian families compared to Western families. So we understand those nuances, and those sort of will play out in the way the experiences we create for our customers who walk in through our doors. The the performance of the first store which opened in Gurgaon has really been mind blowing. It has surpassed our expectations by a strong degree, and even though it's close to, I think, 6 or 7 weeks the first store opened, it's very heartening to see the demand sustaining. And I think uh, it just goes to reflect that the way the Indian audiences, our customers, have know the brand, have loved the brand, adopted to it, and the number of uh, multiple visits from a single customer we've seen in the last 6 7 weeks is absolutely heartening. We've seen customers coming back 4 times, 5 times in a 5 6 week window. It is very heartwarming.